Good morning. This is Pastor Doug. Last Sunday we talked about failure. Not necessarily a pleasant topic, but one which we can all identify with. Maybe we haven't had some massive public failure, but we've all fallen short. We've all failed to fulfill our responsibilities, our obligations to those we care about, and especially even to God. We looked at the story of Peter's restoration, a beautiful example how, as a follower of Jesus, failure is not the end, and how Jesus came to Peter and the disciples, all who had failed him, but beautifully restored them into that fellowship and into that intimacy, but also for Peter, even that position of leadership. Feed my sheep, take care of my sheep. I've given you that responsibility, not just to be a fisher of men, but also to be a shepherd of people. I keep thinking about the question that Jesus asked Peter. Do you love me? And as Peter responded, yes, Lord, you know that I love him. You know that I love you. There's that interesting use of two Greek words describing love. Agapao, which is that real commitment, self-sacrificial kind of love, often used of God's love for us. But also phileo, which is a word that speaks of like brotherly kindness. It's more of a relational kind of a word. And both of those kinds of loves are important in our relationship with God. You know, obedience doesn't just flow out of I'm going to do it because God says it. Obedience flows out of, I want to please him. I enjoy his presence. And as I obey and as I follow him, as I walk with him, there's an intimacy there, there's a joy there that I just yearn for in my life. I'm excited about the next 9 weeks as we begin a new series looking at the Holy Spirit. God's presence, not just with us, but actually in us. The presence of God and learning to listen and hear and respond to that presence. And discovering the outcoming of that life of Jesus living in us through the Holy Spirit that makes all the difference, both in our eternity, but also in the day-to-day way that we live. I was a little grieved this morning as I had a conversation with someone who said, well, I've never had Jesus come and speak to me. And it kind of grieved me like, oh, I wish you could say, I see Jesus living in you. So I'm excited for this study, for us to all grow in allowing the Holy Spirit to have full reign in our life. So as people look at us, they'll be like, you know, it's not just Doug or Bob or Sally or Sue that they see. No, I see Jesus there living in you. Hey, if you haven't had a chance to, this week stop by the church building site. Dirt is being moved on Thursday. The equipment is on site and they're ready to go. So we're excited to celebrate that also. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.